Just as an introduction, I'm Sam Fox, better known as WRECKAGE. I got picked up by Stu, Dan, Jack Brownie and Rocky maybe 4 months ago. Set ourselves a goal, stick together for London, see how well we could do really. Just sort of didn't know, I knew Dan but didn't really know Jack or Stu or Rocky beforehand. They just picked me up on just sort of, we played potentials, picked me up and we went on from there.
Okay, now before actually getting to the event and playing, like coming into the event, what was your thoughts, your hopes, your feelings, expectations, that kind of thing?
Coming into the event, I felt very confident in myself. I knew this was a game I was good at. I knew how to play it. I thought I was going to have a good event. I was fairly confident in my teammates. Really, coming into the event, I thought it was a matter of whether Rocky handles land very well. He wasn't playing particularly well in scrims, and we had some issues with maybe some pacing issues with him, and that was the biggest worry coming into the event. But having said that, when we got here, he has had a very good event. He did speed up. He played better at the actual land than he did in scrims. So it's, I guess, a bit surprising, really.
Okay, now individually for you, obviously with this being the only event we get each year, were there any real goals you had in mind coming in?
In terms of goals coming into the event, I didn't have any personal goals. I had an idea of how I felt I wanted us to do. I felt as a team we had goals, maybe not written down as a number, or we wanted to get to this placement or anything like that, but as in terms of how we wanted to play. We had goals and we wanted to, you have to turn up at an event and you have to play your game and feel like you've done the best you can. That's all you can do.
Now, from your point of view, your opinion, walk us through today's games.
Alright, well, today's games started with an unknown French team to us. They had a bad seeding, didn't know sort of who they were. Found out later that they were a pretty good French team that had been to a few SFCOs, knew the game on LAN, and we came out first map. Just they had far more aggression than us. We was running 2 ICRs on Hacienda. They was running 2 Sorgs, 1 ICR, and we just couldn't handle the pace of the game. Lost it reasonably convincingly. We picked it up towards the second half, what gave us a bit of confidence going into the S&D. But well, I guess not enough. We started the S&D fantastic. We knew this team were playing really fast, so we said, look, we're going to slow it down in the S&D. We're going to wait for them to challenge us. Exactly what we did. We went 5-1 up in the S&D and somehow managed to lose it 6-5. The team we played made some great adjustments mid-map. Once they started realising what we was doing by slowing down, they then slowed down themselves, and we never managed to adapt to them slowing down, so it ended up in sort of us ending up playing too fast because they slowed down. Even they outpatiented us in a way for 5 rounds, and we managed to lose them back to back. Bit gutted about it, but that happens. They were arguably a better prepared team at that moment. I'd have loved to have played them 2nd or 3rd round. I felt like we could have given them a good game then, but as first game on LAN in this game, new title, we just wasn't prepared enough to play them. Second game, we come up against Razzacod, Pluxy, Void, Cam Void, JM Vapors, and Watkins. This was a grudge match for us. We've gone into scrims with them as we've things gone back and forth on Twitter. We had to win it basically. There was no losing this game. I've never been personally double rounded. This was the first time I ever lost a winners round one. So I was sort of in a bit of shock, to be honest. I was a bit like, oh, Jesus Christ, we can't get double rounded here. Gee, like, we put 4 months into the game. People have flown down from Scotland to play. We had to fucking win this game. You know, we start off the hard point. I'm playing like as well as I can possibly play. We've won it 250 to 220 with me and thankfully Dan 1014's dropped 50. I've dropped 49. We've won it by 30 points. I don't know how we didn't blow it out, but thank God we won it. We then had to play S&D. We sort of got blown out. They played it a bit weird. I don't think they really knew what they was doing, and they just sort of winged it, and it sort of worked. That can happen on S&D. We all know it. Then we get to the control, and the control is really where I felt us sticking for 4 months actually really came through, because lots of times in scrims we go 2-0 up in control. We then lose a couple of rounds with them using their specialists, comes back to 2-2, but we know